What is good, everyone? Hope you are having an amazing Monday night. Tonight is a special live that I decided to do actually last minute with all the buzz going around about Taylor Swift wearing some sneakers to a Kansas City Chiefs game with Travis Kelsey, and she was spotted in some 550s. So tonight we're going to be just kind of going over and discussing that entire look that she wore to the game. And for those of you who are Swiftie fans, welcome in. My name is Marissa Hill, and I pretty much do a sneaker every single day. So I decided it'd be a cool concept maybe to give a sneaker enthusiast, or I guess a sneaker specialist, advice on how Taylor Swift styled this look for that specific game. Also, I'm going to bring out some sneaker options that I think would look amazing on Taylor Swift as well. So, not knowing whether or not she's going to come in and see this, but hopefully, this will be some advice out there for some great sneaker options for all of you as well. Good to see you all jumping in here. What's up, JoJo, Mace? We've got Angela and Arnold and Tracy, as well as Piglet and Lenny in the house this evening. Good to see you all. Hopefully you guys have already caught back up on my newest little series with Mons, and that is She Speaks Sneakers. We are going to be going live weekly for those of you who just want to hear from two women who love talking about sneakers and just chit-chatting about what's coming out for the week and what our pickups are and what we're looking forward to as far as sneaker pickups go. But tonight is all about Taylor Swift, so definitely raise your hand in the chat right now if you are a Swiftie hardcore fan. I'm a huge fan of her. Bummed I wasn't able to actually get tickets to go see her perform. But congrats to anyone who has been to one of her concerts this year. New Balance 550 stock goes up. So it's pretty crazy. I do want to jump into the New Balance 550 silhouette that Taylor Swift was seen wearing. I feel like the 550 silhouette definitely really truly took off as soon as it was released. It was brought back from the archives. The sneaker officially released back in the 80s. It was something that kind of died off over the years, and it was kind of just revamped with some collabs. One of those main collabs being the Aimé Leon Dore collab on the 550. I feel like Aimé Leon Dore really just put this silhouette out there as this very high, super fashionable looking sneaker. I was able to cop pretty much every single color at the start. These original colors, by the way, are doing insane numbers on that resale market right now. I think that some of the first colors that released for the 550 silhouette were some of the best that I've seen. As we've all seen over, the past year or so, New Balance has really just been popping out every single possible colorway that you can possibly think of when it comes to this specific silhouette, just because I feel like it hit a trend. Everybody was wanting them. Everybody was wearing them. The collabs specifically, I feel like were the hardest ones to get though. When it comes to Aimé Leon Dore, I feel like these were super hard to snag in the very beginning. But since so many colorways have released and there's been so many additional releases for the 550, a lot more people have been able to get their hands on this specific sneaker. So definitely let me know in chat, are you a fan of this 550 silhouette? Do you think because Taylor Swift was seen wearing the 550 silhouette, is this going to really just skyrocket New Balance as far as, sales go with the 550? There are a lot of colorways that are actually readily available. So if you are coming here for the first time, you haven't really started a sneaker collection, but you're looking for a good lifestyle sneaker, I've always said that the 550, in my opinion, is probably one of the best sneakers that you can honestly have in your sneaker collection, because it's something you can dress up, dress down. And we're going to take just a second here. We have Cop of the Grape, $20. Much love, Marissa, and congrats on your success. Reach for the stars. Kappa, thank you so much for that donation. Everything you guys donate, by the way, to the channel, this always goes back into helping our channel just become even better when it comes to just the quality. I want to make sure that we are giving you guys and providing you with the best, highest quality videos that we can possibly put out there. But again, Cap of the Great, thank you. Thank you so much for that donation. Really appreciate it. You're fighting the New Balance infection, Piglet. Really? Is this an infection? I don't know if it's an infection or not. Great for resellers in the middle of a concert, but still showing love. Anthony, you are hardcore. I appreciate you watching this live, Anthony, while you're at a concert. You probably can't even hear what I'm saying. Hopefully you can read my lips as I'm going through this. You didn't even notice this was live, Space Magic Storm. Yes, we are live. So if you guys have any questions, definitely jump on in. And again, if you are a Taylor Swift fan, welcome in. I am all about sneakers, everything about sneakers. So we're going to dive in here in a little bit and just kind of talk about Taylor Swift and sneakers she's actually been caught wearing. Clearly, you know, if she is seen anywhere, the paparazzi does always seem to just be able to capture her. And I do have a lot of different images of her wearing different types of sneakers. So we're going to go through her full attire. I would love to hear all of your opinions as well, what you thought of how she styled the 550 silhouette to the Kansas City Chiefs game. Do you think she killed it? Do you think that she could maybe fix her style a little bit moving forward? Or do you think there are other silhouettes that you think would look even better on Taylor Swift as well? And she was seen there with Travis Kelce as well. He was fully styled head to toe in some cool pieces, and I feel like the two of them definitely didn't necessarily go matchy-matchy, which I like. You can see that they both had their own style going to the game itself. You have to start paying attention to what celebs are wearing. Yes, if you guys like this live, by the way, I'm hoping to do more future lives on celebrities and kind of going through and talking about how they style their sneakers in general. Seems to be something that people are really vibing with, specifically Taylor Swift, who has typically not really been known for wearing sneakers. So I feel like this was kind of a huge moment because not a lot of press has been given to her when it comes to sneakers in general, just because she's typically not being seen in them, specifically at her concerts. You know, she's always got some crazy cool boots on, but very interesting to see, you know, this kind of transition to her going into the New Balance family when it comes to this really super trendy lifestyle sneaker, the 550. So this is probably, I guess, the closest colorway that I have to the 550 that she was wearing. That is actually still readily available at the moment. We'll see if that lasts. Who knows? They may sell out, they may not. Personally, I think New Balance does an incredible job with their GR release colorways as well. So the pair that Taylor was actually wearing was a GR colorway. So this was not a special collaboration. There was nothing, you know, special, honestly, about the 550 that she was wearing, except for the colorway, which matched the Kansas City Chiefs to a T. So kudos to her for really playing that matchy-matchy accent to really represent which team she was supporting when she went to the game. Is this so viral? Then we is. So this is viral. This has gone viral. Yeah, I would say that pretty much every sneaker publication has probably covered her look with Travis Kelce. So if you guys are following any of the sneaker outlets, they've definitely posted at least one image or the video of them walking together. And I think let's actually just grab the photo. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, we're going to pull this over here. And let me just actually resize this a little bit. All right. So this is the outfit that she's seen wearing, this 550 silhouette. This isn't the greatest picture, actually. I'm going to see if I can find a better picture of her. So you can actually see the sneakers. But as you can see, she is walking with Travis Kelce here. She's kind of got this cute little white tank top and then a jacket that she has tied around her waist, probably a little toasty in there. And these New Balance 550s that she's got on. And I'm going to look to see if there's a better photo that I can pull up online somewhere here real quick for you guys to see. Since this one I have. All right, well, maybe we can also play a video as well here. But yeah, so this is her in a screenshot of basically a video, but this was kind of her basic look. She was also in a box, so it's kind of hard to see her up there. And I feel like, yep, she's wearing New Balance's Crazy Twins. So she's wearing the 550s in this shot here. And it looks like Kelsey's actually wearing Converse underneath there. It's kind of hard to see with his pants, but it does look like he's wearing some Converse. She's wearing some New Balance. She definitely won the sneaker challenge if there was one between the two for this. But yeah, I think that this is a good fit. I feel like as far as the entire look goes, we'll break this down a little bit, but she's wearing a white tank from Doen, some corduroy cap that she was wearing from Ralph Lauren. Then she had some Kasubi denim shorts on. So she's got like a lot of different mixtures of brands. She wasn't sticking to one. She also was rocking a windbreaker with the Kansas City Chiefs logo and colors on it. So she definitely was coming to match the team she was repping. Not Vans, yeah. I don't think that those are Vans, actually, Piglet. I think that those look like Converse. Let's see if we can actually zoom in here on these and see. I'm pretty sure that those look like they are Converse. Yeah, I don't think those are Vans. But yeah, so I think that this is definitely a great colorway option. For one, it's very subtly accented with just some subtle, you know, slight red hues on there, but definitely some chucks. Yeah, there is a video on Complex. So let me actually pull up that video, see if I can play it on here on Instagram for you guys, just so you can get a better view, since that photo I showed you is not the greatest. And you can kind of see the full look of this. So hopefully it's not going to have me log in here. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to have me log in. Give me one moment, you guys, and I'm going to pull up something for you to see here. All right, well, for now, let's just pull up this specific shoe, actually. Drag that over here. All right. Let's make this a little bit smaller. But this is the exact 550 silhouette that we've got here. And this is the exact 550. So as you guys can see, it's a completely different red tone. And yeah, just not exactly the same as this one. And it's a little bit brighter of a red the more that I actually kind of look at the two side by side. This is definitely more kind of Bordeaux, red, kind of wine stained. Travis Kelce can do better than Taylor Swift. You don't think she's a dime for him? Perfect shoe for him to wear. She's for sure. Yeah, I mean, the shoe works with his fit for sure. But definitely, I don't know. I feel like for me personally, this is a better looking red. But I guess for the Kansas City Chiefs, I think that 550 is a little bit more to the red tone of the team itself. But yeah, this is definitely a brighter red. It does have the same exact color blocking as this Aimé Leon Dore one has. But it is just subtly different. So yeah, it is definitely a different tone. And of course, we've got the crackling effect on this Aimé Leon Dore version as well. How much am I charging for autographs? Brad, are you going to be at Vid Summit? If you guys are going to be at Vid Summit in Texas, I will be there at the start of October. So definitely come and say hello if you're going to be in the area. Enk Vlogs. Your first time in the live, well, welcome in. Glad to have you all in here. We're just talking about Taylor Swift right now. She was seen wearing this 550. As you can see in the image I've shown here, and I'm just kind of showing my 550 that I have as far as like the closeness and the color blocking. The one I'm holding is better. Yeah, let me know, you guys. Do you prefer this Aimé Leon Dore pair, or do you actually prefer the Taylor Swift version? Obviously, the Taylor Swift version of the 550 is still sitting on New Balance. So if you actually haven't tried out the 550, this could be a great time for you to go and run over and try and test the product out. Since 550s, they've dropped every single colorway that I can possibly think of. I honestly am struggling to think of all the colorways that I've done videos on because I've done so many of them. I've done a full sizing on them as well. So if you need help with like sizing on the 550s, definitely check out my sizing videos on there to get help. And yeah, I think that the 550 is just a great option. So let me just download. I'm going to download something really quick so we can bring up this for you guys to see here, and we're going to play that. Okay. And it's very quick. Clearly somebody captured this very fast, so we are going to play this real quick for you to kind of see what she has on foot here. It's so fast. I can't even like stop it fast enough, but here we go. So you guys can kind of see her full look. It's very casual. Definitely something, I mean, honestly, I would wear to a sports affair. But you can see she's got a Louis Vuitton bag on. That looks like it's the classic signature camera bag that she's actually wearing in there as well. So she's mixing in some luxury fashion into the mix. Yeah, so that is pretty much her style. It's not anything too crazy. Those are for sure some kind of Converse. Yeah, I agree. I definitely think that that is some kind of Converse as well. She wears cherry 12s. Actually, Zoomfly, I could see her in some cherry 12s. I actually pulled out some options as well that I think would look amazing on Taylor. I think Air Max ones, we've seen her wearing some Air Maxes in the past. At least I have on a couple images. And I think that the Air Max is a good silhouette for her, especially this red. I think this would have been a fun one for her to rock to that game as well. Just something different from the 550 that she wore for that specific event. And then let me see if I can pull up some more images of her and some other options here. Let's see if I've got her wearing an Air Max. Something even remotely close to an Air Max here. Oh, here we go. This is Air Max. This is an interesting it's an interesting pattern that she was seen wearing here. So let me just size this down so we can kind of bring this off to the side here. This is crazy, this print here. So this is the Nike Air Max Ultra London sneaker. She was actually seen wearing this in 2018. Interesting. It kind of actually matches the bird that she has on her arm right there. But this is when we've seen her wearing an actual Air Max of any kind. Definitely an interesting, very laid-back, casual outfit that she's wearing here. It looks like she's got this distressed sweatshirt on in blue and some blue simple leggings with, let's see what kind of socks. These are interesting. This is an interesting pairing. I don't know if I'm loving this look from 2018. She's got some crazy bluish socks on there, but she seems to be going, I guess, monochromatic. So I guess it would work on there a little bit. And yeah, it kind of, I guess, is more of a camouflage sneaker in its effect. But I definitely think a more subtle Air Max one like this, Big Bubble, would probably look amazing on Taylor. I think especially for the Chiefs colorways, this is like a amazing, just altogether easy casual color scheme to really wear with anything. And then let's see what else going down the maybe Air Yeezy too. Yeah, those would look good on her. I don't know if I don't see her wearing. I don't think I've ever seen Taylor actually wear any Yeezys before at all. But let's see what else she has worn. Speaking of Converse, actually, she definitely has worn Chuck Taylor's a ton. So this is her wearing, some basic Chucks, which looks like her man was actually wearing a pair in just all white. Aw, thanks, Solamel. Yeah, so she's been seen wearing Chuck Taylor's a lot. I feel like this is kind of her comfort zone. So stepping into the New Balance family is something that we don't usually see her wearing. So I think that's why most sneaker outlets got really excited by her being seen in these 550s. Chuck Taylors clearly are just like, an everyday silhouette that a lot of people have as part of their collection just because it's easy to style. But I do think that the 550 is something that's not necessarily in Taylor's comfort zone. All right, let's see some other sneakers that we've seen Taylor rocking here. So Golden Goose, I feel like whenever I think of Taylor Swift, I think of Golden Goose. I feel like she is always seen wearing Golden Goose. She has this look with the Golden Goose highs here. This is pretty much what I just always feel like I see images when they're captured of her. She typically, in the past at least, has been in Golden Goose. This is just something that is aesthetically her style. This is just a basic plain look that she's rocking here in a plaid button down that looks oversized with some black shorts. And of course, this Golden Goose pair. Let me see if I can actually zoom in so we can kind of see what that looks like. Pretty basic pair. Definitely has a platform to it, which is funny because Taylor definitely has plenty of height. But Golden Goose has commonly been, I feel like, her go-to sneaker in general. This is another Golden Goose pair that she was seen wearing as well. Kind of reminds me of like an Air Max mixed with like a 327. But she definitely loves to wear sneakers, I feel like, with these crazy prints. This one has like a leopard print to it, just kind of similar to that Air Max we saw earlier that was kind of more camouflage. Rockin' next, maybe the J Balvins. Maybe the J Balvins. I don't know. I feel like Asics would do well. Are Jack Purcells still hip? I think Jack Purcells are still seen on people's feet. I've seen people wearing them here and there, but I don't feel like they're like the craziest everybody needs to have it type of sneaker right now. As far as like this silhouette goes, I feel like that she would do amazing in like a 327. Honestly, I would love to see Taylor rocking some 327s. I feel like this is just like a great looking silhouette on women particularly. I think it's a bit more modern. This is the Coco Gauff collaboration with New Balance on the 327. I think that this is probably one of my favorite 327s that released as far as collaborations go. And I feel like this is very like Taylor Swift. So I feel like this would be a fun sneaker to actually see her rocking. Even if it's not this collaboration, just I feel like a 327 would be a great pair to see her styling. What about Nike SBs for Tay Tay? I could see her in some Nike SBs too. I feel like Nike SBs, as far as like the gatekeeping when it comes to skate shoes, she may get a little hate from the skate community a bit on that. But I think that Nike SBs would definitely look amazing on her. What is up, Naruru? Thank you so much, everybody who has just hopped on. We are just kind of discussing Taylor Swift. I know that she's having a viral moment right now. She was spotted being seen, and she was wearing some 550s on foot at the Kansas City Chiefs game. So for those of you who saw that image, it's not a very good video or image, to be honest. She was walking really quick, and somebody managed to cop a glimpse of the top of a 550 sneaker, and this is the 550 that she was seen wearing that I have on the screen right now. I'm just talking right now about some other options and color schemes that I think would look amazing on Taylor. I think that the Bacons honestly would look so great on her, even if it's not the exact Chief colors. I think that this is something that color-wise would go amazing with her, and I think it would be easy to style as well, but has like subtle hues of this red and pink, but again, some more natural colors are intertwined in that as well. But I think that Air Max 90s are just in general a great looking sneaker, especially if you're trying to be a little bit more fashion-y with your looks. Let's see, what is this one? So she was actually seen in some Ivy Park sneakers. I feel like she really, really loved Ivy Park sneakers. It's a shame that Ivy Park is no longer going to be pumping out collaborations with the Adidas team. But I actually have a pair that looks just like this, just some subtle differences. But this is pretty much, I feel like, the same exact pair that she was seen wearing here. I feel like Taylor definitely tends to go towards these like neutral kind of browner or tan toned sneakers. I don't know if that's just like something that she loves color range wise, but I feel like a lot of her sneakers are very neutral, tan, brown, or they have like some kind of brown and cream animal print to it. But this is the exact same silhouette that she was seen wearing. On this, let's see what she's got. Just some simple denim pants. It looks like a nice polo shirt. And the only key difference on this is the Adidas and the Ivy Park logo. Mine is a little bit more brown, and the pair that she was spotted wearing is a little bit more red. But honestly, I think that's just the color on the photo. I think it's a bad photo, and I think they edited it so the branding came out a little bit more of a bright pop of red. Let's sing her song Trouble. To be fair, it makes sense just because the last year or hasn't had so many successful releases for Ivy Park and Adidas. Yeah, I think that, I feel like Ivy Park had so many releases in the past year. It was kind of a bit overwhelming, in my opinion. It was just a lot to take in. It seemed like there was a release that was happening every single month. And it was also very expensive. For you to just honestly buy an entire look from the collection would have cost you maybe a little over $1,000. And I feel like for Ivy Park to not necessarily be a designer, a brand, and partnering with Adidas, I wish that the price point was a little bit on the lower side of things, just so, more people would be able to access those products as far as their wallets go. This was a sneaker I feel like didn't even get much love just because it was, I feel like, smashed in between other collaborations. And so people, I think, were a little bit exhausted wallet wise with what they were spending their money on. And when this sneaker came out, it was kind of just a very basic looking shoe. So not a lot of people opted, I feel like, to pick this one up. Except it looks like Taylor actually picked a pair up, unless she was seated a pair of these, who knows. Yeah. Oh, these 550s are only $70 on StockX. Wow. Really? Solo Mal. So you can actually get those for under that retail price point, which these run a little over $100 typically. Only bought the beach towel and swimming trunks from Ivy Park. Yeah, it was very expensive. Yeah, Piglet, it was, Ivy Park was extremely expensive, especially for a sports bra. I mean, a sports bra would run you around like $80, which, the sports bras that I typically wear, there's no way I'm paying $80 for a sports bra unless it is basically a sports bra that's going to be a cute shirt, t-shirt, and sweatshirt all in one. You got the corduroy Ivy Park hoodie last winter and you love it, nice and toasty. Yeah, Space Magic Storm. I think that Ivy Park made some incredible pieces. Again, I just think the price point for people's wallets was a little bit on the higher end of things, so that's why a lot of people just kind of took their time with which pieces they wanted to pick up just because of how expensive they are. Or even, I think a hoodie and a pair of sweatpants was probably going to run you around like $500, not including the sneaker. And of course, if you're going to get the whole hoodie and sweatpant look, you got to get the kicks as well. But yeah, so definitely Taylor Swift has been seen wearing a lot of Ivy Park. So this has definitely been a comfortable brand for her to wear and a very comfortable color at that. All right, let's see. What do we have Taylor wearing next? We've got so many different options here. So this is actually a sneaker I have done recently a lot of, the Cortez. So for those of you who are fans of the Cortez, she was actually seen performing in a pair of black and white Nike Cortezes. I think that the Cortez is definitely making a comeback. I feel like a lot of the brands are really trying to be nostalgic right now. So they're bringing these classic silhouettes back and making them more of a modern look for the newer and younger generation. And I feel like I've been seeing a ton of different color schemes for this specific silhouette. I've done a couple of them recently on the channel. If you have not tried out a pair of Cortezes and you want something that looks a little bit more fashionable and is a good silhouette to really rock and intertwine into a lot of your looks, the Cortez is a very safe option, and affordability wise it's a great price point. But we've seen a lot of different color variations recently. Nike actually just released another variation of this black and white color scheme, but of course Taylor looks great performing in it. She actually looks extremely comfortable in this fit. But we haven't really seen her wearing Cortezes as recently. And it's very rare that you actually see her performing in sneakers. So this is kind of a rare photo that we were able to find of her wearing these Cortezes on the stage. But definitely looking forward to other colorway options that Nike is going to be dropping. You can definitely tell that they're going to be dropping a lot of different color variations this year, since it seems to be a silhouette that they're really trying to hone in on bringing back. What's up, Lucy? Good to see you in here. For those of you who are just jumping in, we're talking about the viral photo and video of Taylor Swift wearing the 550 New Balance silhouette. For those of you who are Swiftie fans, welcome in. We're going through some of her other photos that I found in the archives of her actually wearing sneakers or being spotted in sneakers at different points in her life. Let's see what else she was spotted in wearing here. Oh, this is another Cortez, actually. So yeah, she was wearing another Cortez actually as well, but this time in an all white and subtly black colorway. This is definitely, I feel like, a great sneaker for her. I do think that the 550 is not so much of a jump, I guess you could say, for her to be going into a different brand and different silhouettes. I feel like it's kind of a similar silhouette in the sense where you can really dress this one up, you can dress it down, but of course, like a black and white colorway is very easy to style. So this is pretty unusual to see her actually in a bright pop of color with this red option. What's good, Ezriel? Good to see you all in here. Thank you so much, everyone who has jumped in on this live tonight. I know it's been a minute since I've been consistently doing lives, but we're going to try and do more of these. But yeah, this is definitely a color scheme that I feel like Nike is reviving back into the mix with the Cortez. This is live, Ryan. Welcome in. We're talking about Taylor Swift and this viral moment of her in the 550s. So this is the second picture I found with her wearing the Cortezes. So it looks like she is a fan of the Cortez. Maybe we'll see her actually buying some of the newer color variations this year. All right, what else have we seen? Taylor rocking some Stella McCartney Eclipses. So this is actually a super bright color scheme. I mean, this obviously makes sense for the outfit and matches her outfit on stage to a T. So I have seen her wear a lot of designer sneakers as well. This was a Stella McCartney color scheme that is in this really cool rainbow effect. I feel like this color scheme is probably something you would only see her strutting and wearing on a performance or on a stage specifically. Is Swift a sneakerhead? Ryan, we don't know. Maybe this is the beginning to Taylor Swift becoming a sneakerhead. It's interesting because there was actually an article on Taylor Swift in 2015, and that article basically talks about how Taylor Swift never wears sneakers. So this is something new, I feel like, for Swiftie fans to actually see her stepping into the sneakerhead world just a little bit, not a lot, very subtle. But she is not really known to wear sneakers unless she is headed to the gym, to work out, to go to workout classes of some sort. So this is very unusual for her to actually be styled in sneakers in public. All right. And then let us see. What else we have here? This is another Stella McCartney product. So this is actually pretty similar to that other silhouette. This is a different colorway though. I typically don't buy a lot of Stella McCartney sneakers. They are on the higher price point, but this is a simple color. Again, just a little bit of pink on the bottom of the outsole. It looks like it's an all white colorway, but it does kind of look like she's going to the gym. She doesn't really look like she's super dressed up going somewhere else in particular. It just seems like she might be running errands of some sort. Let's bring back this image here. Oh, so I think actually this one is her and some really expensive sneakers. So she definitely wears a lot of high-end sneakers as well. So these sneakers are from the Row. Again, I feel like this is a color scheme that Taylor Swift typically is seen wearing just because it's a nice neutral palette. So it's probably easy for her to style. This just looks like she kind of threw on something to run some errands in. But yeah, these look like they are super expensive if they are the Row. Price point's pretty high, and their clothes range from like a few $1,000s to like $8,000 for a coat, which is pretty crazy. But here she is wearing some just simple sneakers from the Row. It looks like they're all leather and just very neutral in tone. Very similar again to that sneaker I showed you earlier, which was from Ivy Park and Adidas's collab. And this looks to be almost similar in that kind of tone of neutral browns and tans as far as the color scheme and color blocking goes on this one. Interesting combination though with that purple. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's all right. But for those of you who are again just hopping in, this was the viral kind of video that people had surfaced of Taylor Swift at the Kansas City Chiefs game, rocking a pair of 550s with Travis Kelce. And this was the first time I think she has been spotted wearing a New Balance 550 silhouette in general. But it looks like on the resale market, these are going for under the retail price point, which is interesting. Yeah, this is crazy that these are actually going for this price point. There are plenty of sizes actually that are available right now that people may want to go for on the New Balance website right now. It looks like they pretty much have like every size range on their website. And of course, New Balance 550s are sold at other major retailers. So you can find these at like a Foot Locker, a JD, you name it. 550s have pretty much, I feel like, made their way everywhere. I think there also was a time frame this year where people were asking whether or not the 550 silhouette was dead. Honestly, like I feel like 550s, every time I walk around in New York, I probably see at least a few people a day on average wearing the 550 in some shape or form and different colorway options. I still think that it is a very popular silhouette just because, you know, it's a great looking lifestyle sneaker. It's definitely something that I feel like you can really dress up. You can really dress down. You could see her wearing some kind of Adidas Niza high specials, some of the platform variants. Yeah, Taylor Swift actually, you know, she's known to wear a lot of platform sneakers, which is quite interesting because Taylor Swift is actually pretty tall. And with platforms, she's definitely probably over like 6 feet when she's in them. So it is interesting that that seems to be something that she likes. Solo Mel, congratulations on becoming a new Shade member. Welcome to the Shade family. Really happy to have you become a part of our members. Welcome, welcome. These New Balances or the cement red 4s. Honestly, I could see Taylor rocking, you know, some 4s in the same exact colorway option. We really haven't seen her spotted in any Jordan silhouettes. I think that a satin Air Jordan 1 would look good, or the snakeskins would look amazing as well. It would be really cool to see her spice up, I feel like, her wardrobe and move a little into the Jordan brand of things. I think that because of her height as well, I feel like high tops will look fine on her. swear they're not going to make her look any shorter whatsoever. What's up, Highness? What's up, Chalupa Batman? Good to see you all in here. Welcome into my live, everyone. We are discussing Taylor Swift's viral moment being spotted in the 550 silhouette in this beautiful, just simple white, red, and black colorway, which is representative, of course, of the Kansas City Chiefs colors. So it makes sense that she was seen in that color scheme, since it seems that she was trying to just kind of match those tones and this head-to-toe look. Are they officially dating or nah? Honestly, who knows with Taylor? It is really, really hard to tell who she is dating and who she is not. I mean, this could be potential that they're dating. He looks maybe smitten, maybe not so. She looks smitten. I don't know how he looks actually in this picture. He kind of looks like he's glaring at this person taking the video of him and Taylor, like, you're bothering us here. In the suit when he scores. I mean, yeah, they were in the box, so it looked like they were pretty cozy up there watching the game. I feel like, you know, also when you are watching a game from a box, whatever sport it may be, I typically like to dress pretty simple and casual. And she decided to go with a super casual look. I think that as far as like a sports fan goes, she really nailed it with this one. And again, I think it's just getting people super excited to see her outside her comfort zone and stepping into, you know, some subtly hype sneakers. These aren't like insanely hype right now because I feel like the 550 hype has died down a lot over this year. Just I think so many colors have released and people have kind of exhausted themselves with all of the different colorways that we've seen. I honestly don't know what colors they have not done on the silhouette. You mean Tay was chilling with his mom in the box suite? LO. Well, you know, yeah, I don't know. You're hearing some negative feedback online about Kelsey leaving his ex for Taylor, and I'm like, let him be. Hey, I mean, you know, it's hard with the drum out there. Who knows what's going on with these two? It could be just a friendship thing. It could be more than that. I guess we won't know. The media likes to spin things in certain directions. Here, it looks like they're having a good time, at least walking in this moment. It looks like they were having a good time in the box as well. But I could see, you know, people know the real story of, you know, if this is actually legit. I cannot vouch for whether or not they're officially dating. But hey, they look cute here. What can I say? They're both rocking sneakers. They're both in some comfortable outfits. Also, it looks like what Travis Kelce was wearing, super artsy, in my opinion. It's a nice, like, look, very trendy right now, to say the least. But Kid Super looks like he actually did this design. I actually met Kid Super at Coachella. He actually did an UGG partnership and collaboration and did some really cool work with them. So this makes sense that it kind of matches the artwork that I saw him do with them on these pieces. This is the 1989 bedroom painting set that he's wearing here. And it's a cool look, I think. It's a nice vibe. Doesn't match him. I don't know about the sneakers, honestly. Like, I wish he probably would have brought some, like, light UNC tone sneakers into the mix here. I think that obviously Converse is always an easy selection if you don't want to think about what to throw on, but I think he could have done better with the sneaker selects on this. I think that between the two, hands down, Taylor would have won this match if it was a competition between who wore it better. I think that Taylor rolled in with the 550s a little bit better, repping the team she wanted to root for on this one. Early stage of a potential relationship. It could be. Who knows if it's the start. 1989 is the best album, and I will die on that hill. That was a great album, I will say. Nice shoe, bubblegum. Yeah, I think a lot of people in general, like, there's not too much hate on the 550 silhouette, except for the fact that I think everybody kind of followed through the craze and they thought that it was kind of this go-to staple for most people. And of course, when everybody wants something, it starts to lose the hype. Specifically, that has happened to the Air Force One all white sneaker, as well as the Panda Dunks. I think the 550s did suffer a little bit from that as well. But something like Taylor Swift stepping out, you know, in the public eye, and a sneaker like this can definitely revive a sneaker silhouette and colorway. altogether. So we'll see if, this does kind of revive the 550 silhouette and wake people up to wanting to purchase this again. This is obviously a easy to style sneaker, easy colorway that she wore. And of course, I feel like because they've released so many different colorway options, if you want to go to a sports game and you want to really rep a team, it's not that hard to find a colorway nowadays that matches your sports team, just because the 550 has come out in pretty much amazing color schemes for GR releases in general. I feel like the main 550s that I've copped in particular, like I showed this earlier, is the Ame Leon d'Or. This is kind of the closest colorway that I have to the one that she wore. It's a little bit deeper, darker of a red. So when New Balance does decide to drop these New Balances, I feel like it's always a subtle difference, but it's kind of getting to a point where it's hard to tell them apart. I don't know if you're having the same issues as me, but I am really struggling just kind of telling the different colorways apart because so many have released. You like these and you had these as a kid when you were 5. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, this was a super cool looking sneaker back in the 80s, and I love that they decided to bring it back from the archives. I think that as far as a lifestyle sneaker, clearly, like, I don't think I could ever play a sport in these. My feet would hurt so bad, but I've got different variations as well as materials go. This is the all leather variation, but I also have some pairs in canvas material. So I have like the Joe Fresh Goods collaboration, which is probably my favorite. I honestly prefer, I think, the 550 silhouette in canvas, just because this leather is very hard to break in. It's very stubborn, and a lot of my other sneakers, I feel like the tumbled leather just makes it a little bit easier to break the sneaker in over time, whereas this one takes a lot of wear and tear to really make this feel comfortable. Travis Kelce got his own style. He doing him, filmy. Yeah, I mean, he is doing him. I think that this is a different artistic look. Again, I feel like sports in general, any of these games have become almost like a fashion runway show where people are really bringing their sense of style and fashion to the game. It doesn't matter what sport. I feel like, we've seen it in tennis, we've seen it in basketball, we're seeing it in football. We're seeing it across the board with every single sport out there. So people are definitely trying to make a splash. They're trying to make a statement when they're attending these games. So it is really cool, though, to see people getting comfortable and rocking sneakers, and especially someone like Taylor Swift, who hasn't necessarily been known for wearing sneakers. I think it's really cool that she's dabbling in the 550, just because, I think that altogether it's an easy silhouette style, and also just a really easy starter sneaker too. If you're somebody who's trying to just get into the game, this is a good one to, jump into. Are the 550s still worth it now? You don't own any, you keep wanting to pull the trigger, but you feel like the 80s basketball wave happened. I feel like there are other pairs similar or even better than the 550. Honestly, I feel like you should at least have one pair of 550s in, your collection. I think, again, like for me personally, if I need a sneaker that I know is going to look a little bit on the dressier side, I always kind of go and grab a pair of my 550s, just because I feel like it's something that I can really just style up and I know it's going to look classy. Also, there's just so many different color variations. I have so many different colors in this. I also have like a all over black color with a gum bottom. But again, like the vintage feel for the Ame Leon d'Or collab, I think is just something that I love the most. This one doesn't have any vintage effects to it. It's all white. There's no off-white tones, whereas this one just has more of a vintage feel and vibe to it. So I personally, I feel like prefer collabs that were done with the 550 silhouette over, these just basic GR color schemes, but that's just me personally. But as far as like the 550 silhouette goes, they're actually obtainable now. Whereas like when these first released, everyone I knew was paying resale for these. They couldn't grab a pair. They couldn't get these on the retail market for, its face value. You had to go to the resale market in order to snag a color scheme. Specifically, any of the Ame Leon d'Or ones, these were so hard to get in the start just because everyone wanted them. They were so limited. I remember like the only reason I was getting these is because I had VIP access. So I was able to order them prior to the actual release date. But as you can see here, they're more readily available. So who knows, maybe Taylor just wanted to really just match the team, had to run to the store real quick and pick up a pair of a sneaker that actually matched. I don't know if it was something aesthetically she was in love with, or if it was just that she wanted to match the color scheme of the Kansas City Chiefs to a T. I guess we won't really know. But as far as the look goes, I think she really pulled it together, and the 550 looked great on her. Remember when she got paparazzi'd wearing the Moonrock 350s? Yeah. She always gets paparazzi'd. What can I say? It's definitely something that constantly happens to her. I actually watched the Taylor Swift documentary. It's pretty interesting to kind of see like a little bit more into her life and what she goes through. So I can't even imagine what it must be like, you know, going to a game like this and just people all around you taking photos of you. She probably had no idea when she bought this 550 pair of sneakers that this was going to go so viral with all of the sneakerheads and sneaker media outlets. But, you know, this is definitely something that everybody is jumping in on as far as gossip goes, because they're thinking that Taylor Swift could be all of a sudden potentially a sneakerhead. And who knows, maybe this could be the case. Maybe this is something that could be a new hobby for her. I don't know. Taylor Swift should wear some. Yeah. I don't know if she's going to wear some Yeezys, to be honest with you all. I don't know if that would ever happen. I highly doubt it. I think we're lucky enough to just get her in a New Balance 550. Because clearly she has, you know, really just, I think, gone towards some comfortable brands and comfortable silhouettes that she is commonly seen in. Ivy Park has been one of those brands. Stella McCartney has been another. The Row has been another. And of course, she also, for those of you who remember, did a Keds collaboration. So Keds was kind of seen on her a lot, but we don't know if she was just wearing the Keds because she was part of that collab, or if she was wearing the Keds because she actually enjoyed the brand. I honestly have not seen her rock a pair of Keds in a while, so I highly doubt that Keds became her favorite overall sneaker in general, since we haven't really seen her rocking any Keds lately. Anybody rocking Keds these days? Yeah, isn't the best. That's why I said, oh yeah. No, I got what you were saying, Ryan. I totally got what you were saying with the whole Kanye drama on everything. But yeah, I mean, this is just a cool opportunity as well for us to step outside our typical sneaker culture and talk about somebody like Taylor Swift, as she is just kind of, I guess, moving the needle a little bit in New Balance's favor. I think that definitely sales are going to trickle in, as most people say, you know, when Taylor Swift ends up wearing anything, it tends to go viral and it tends to sell out pretty fast. What's up, Fancy Nancy? Good to have you in here. For those of you just jumping in right now, we are kind of getting to the tail end of our live, but we were just going through the commotion of this viral image of Taylor Swift with Travis Kelce, and she is seen rocking a pair of New Balance 550s in that red, white, and black colorway. Definitely really exciting to just see her, you know, getting into her comfort zone of stepping into the sneaker realm of things with this 550 silhouette, and really just killing this look altogether, wearing white, black, and red from head to toe. Of course, she's rocking, you know, some new era cap windbreaker, which I feel like just really tied that sneaker into the entire look. Clearly in this image, she's taken it off. She probably got warm. But yeah, your daughter changed your name, Riley. Oh, what's up, Riley? Good to see you in here, girl. Long time. Yeah, if you're just jumping in here, be sure to hit that like button. We are just talking about this viral image again on Taylor Swift wearing these 550s. Let me know what you guys think Taylor should rock next. Maybe, you know, she'll come through, watch this video, and take some recommendations from the Shade community. Eamon Leon Doran, she got the New Balance because she was a staff back then. Yeah, a lot of people that worked at Aimé Leon Dore, I know, were able to snag a pair of the 550s because they worked there, so they were able to get first dibs on, you know, this specific pair. I just remember, I think this specific colorway was going for like $1,000 on the resale market, and I only paid like a little over $100 for these. Let me see actually what the price point is for these right now on StockX, to see if there's still like some crazy resell on this specific silhouette. I mean, the 550s, again, there's been so many releases on these, so it's kind of one of those things. Because of that, it's diluted, the resale market a bit. But let's see if I can find, oh, here it is. So the resale price point on mine have definitely dropped a ton. These were going for like numbers at one point, but now they're going, I mean, there's still some resale on these, obviously, depending on your size. Like a woman's 8 is going for $523. So that's still a pretty hefty price to pay, for a pair of sneakers. Definitely some smaller sizes are doing a little bit better, but the retail price on these originally was $130. So this is like, depending on your size range, this could be going for 5 times the amount of that retail value. So there's still a little bit there, but definitely these were going for a little bit higher of a price point when these originally released, because I think everybody was just trying to get their hands on a pair at that time. What's up, Nitro? Good to see you in here. I know, Highness. Good Lord. It's pretty crazy that, some of these sizes are still standing strong at around $500 to $600. Again, I just think that this was one of the OG color schemes that people really wanted. But now it seems like the GR, just simple general release pairs that you can get at a Foot Locker, are now just reminiscent of this type of color scheme, but different variations of red hues. The price did go down. I mean, I would say that like on some prices, specifically my size, like these were going for $700 to $800. I remember when I looked when they first came out. But it looks like these 550s that Taylor Swift was seen wearing, they're actually still available. So again, if you don't own a pair of 550s, this is a great time for you to hop on the bandwagon, try the silhouette out. I have a sizing guide because the sizing on these can actually be a little bit tricky as well. As far as like the size range goes, they come in men's and women's sizing, and I feel like they're a little bit different depending on what size range they released in. Solo Mal, I agree with you on that. She should rock a pair of Jordans. So maybe we'll put that out there to the universe, that maybe we'll see Taylor Swift rocking a pair of J's. But again, Jordans specifically in the color scheme that she's rocking may be a little bit hard to come by, just a little bit. Feel like people are going after more Asics and early 90, 2000 skate shoes. Yeah, Nitro, I think that, right now, I feel like trends are really going back to more nostalgic silhouettes. So I feel like Adidas is really kind of pushing for them Sambas and Gazelles and Superstars. That seems to be kind of at the forefront, specifically even when you're walking into an Adidas store nowadays. Like those are the only pairs that you're actually going to be able to see on the shelves. And so clearly that is something that they really want to focus on and really want to push with their audience. As far as Asics goes, I think that Asics has just been killing it with different collaborations. Specifically, I think, they're stepping outside of their comfort zone with different audiences. So Aritzia, that collaboration, I think really took them in a different direction as a brand with a brand new audience of, women who love to style just classy, easy pieces with, a comfy silhouette. And they came out with simple colorways that you could really style their clothes with. As far as other brands too, Asics are just becoming harder and harder to come by. And even Nike, I feel like, is going back to more nostalgic silhouettes and pushing those, such as the Cortez. Had a few earlier pictures of Taylor up wearing the Cortez actually a few years back. So definitely a sneaker I probably would see her popping back up with wearing, just because that's something we've seen her in the past out on the streets wearing, or even on stage. You wear a 10 in Jordan Brand can get away with your true size. I always size up in Jordan Brand, honestly. Like, I just feel like their silhouettes, specifically like Air Jordan 1 highs, typically run a little bit on the snug side of things. But with this 550 silhouette, I honestly feel like the men's size range runs a little bit larger, but women's size ranges run true to size. So I'll size down if it's in the men's size range, and I'll size regular if it's women's. Do they stretch after breaking in? Willie Steen, definitely, depending on whether or not you get the leather or a canvas pair. I feel like the leather on these takes an extreme long time. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can actually see on there, I have a little bit of creasing going on, but these are very hard to break in. The leather is just very sturdy. It's not as malleable as, a Jordan pair that you may have with that tumbled leather. This is definitely not tumbled leather. I still can't believe that people actually played basketball in this sneaker at some point in time. I just wonder how their feet must look after they had played a game in this pair. But, you know, for somebody like Taylor Swift to just use it and wear it as a lifestyle sneaker, clearly different realm at this point in time. But yeah, you're definitely going to have to wear these a lot for you to just really, I think, break these in. But yeah, especially if you want to break these in, I feel like just sticking with half a size down on men's for me works. But again, I have higher narrow feet, so I don't know if you have flatter, wider feet. That could kind of, I guess, change the fit and size range for you if you don't really have narrow feet. Think she could rock Jordan 1 OG low neutral gray. She could definitely rock that. I think, you know, I couldn't find any images of Taylor Swift actually rocking a pair of Jordan. She typically goes for Air Maxes. I feel like Air Maxes or Cortezes have typically been like her comfort zone when it does come to, you know, Nike in general. But as far as like any Jordan silhouettes, I don't think I've honestly seen her in a pair of Jordans whatsoever. But I do love that she rocked a red lip with this whole look. It really brought it together. Red lips are back on the beauty as the trending thing to do right now. So women with red lips seems to be a great accent when it comes to sneakers. Sorry guys, not to say that you don't wear lipstick, but I feel like a great attribute to styling sneakers is definitely pairing a good lip color to match the color scheme that you're wearing on foot. Could I see her in the 12s? Honestly, I don't see her as like somebody who would wear 12s personally. I feel like off of the sneakers that she has been seen wearing, I would probably go more with a lifestyle sneaker because again, typically, you know, she'll wear like an Air Max 90, Air Max 1. These are typically the sneakers that Taylor has been seen walking around in on the street. As far as a Jordan 12, I feel like she would probably most likely step into the range of like a Nike SB Dunk maybe, or just a regular Nike Dunk. I could see that being kind of her first step into getting back into Nike silhouettes. I think that Jordan would probably be more down the line of things, but I think she would look great in an Air Jordan 1 or even a 4. I could see her rocking actually a 2 even. You know, this would have been a great option for her to wear as well. Of course, this was something she would probably had to purchase on the resale market. But because of the cut of this 550, I mean, this is pretty safe. I mean, if you ask me, I feel like this Jordan 2 silhouette would probably be in Taylor's comfort zone. I feel like if she were to start with any of the Jordan numbers, I think that a 2 would probably be the number that she would go with, just because based off of what she typically wears, she likes to wear low tops. So I think that a Jordan 2 low would probably be more along her comfort line of things. Specifically, like this colorway is so close to the color schemes that she was rocking to that Kansas City Chiefs game. So I don't know. I feel like she would rock a Jordan 2. Who knows? Maybe this could be the next sneaker we see on foot. We could like tell the future of things. Or probably like an Air Jordan 1 low. I would probably see her rock a low before she rocked a high. 2s or 3s, girl. Burpees, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think a 2 would probably be a safe bet for her to transition to, or like an Air Jordan 1 low would probably be something I think she would be pretty comfortable in. Trying to think of what else. Maybe even like Sakai I could see her in. Since she does like to wear sneakers that have a little bit of a platform, I feel like the Sakai's are just a great platform sneaker that don't necessarily look like you're trying to wear a platform to be taller. But that could be something she could transition in as well. We got a gifted membership by Ryan to Reniron. Thank you so much, Ryan, for gifting that membership. Really appreciate you gifting that to Lauren. Congrats and welcome to the Shade family. Really appreciate you, Ryan, as always, giving these amazing memberships so that everybody has early access to our videos and extra content. All right, Ryan. Well, it was good to see you. Have a good night. We are actually going to be concluding this live here. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Give this video a like if you like me talking about celebs wearing sneakers. I think this may be a new live video that we may do weekly, and we can talk about current trends and what celebs are wearing currently when it comes to the sneaker realm of things. And again, I do have She Speaks Sneakers. That is a new series I'll be doing with Mons. And I also will have a video on some Crocs that will be dropping shortly with Jound. So if you are a fan of Jound collaborations, this is the first time we've done a Jound collab on Crocs. We've done Jound with so many different brands, and I do speak on this in the video. I feel like Jound has made its way everywhere, and whenever a collaboration I feel like does well, that's kind of validation for Crocs to be like, hey, come on board and do a collaboration with Crocs with us. So yeah, we are definitely going to be putting a video up on those Crocs, and of course working on some other great video content for you all to view as far as some other sneakers that I've recently picked up. We've got about, my goodness, like I think I have 40 sneakers on my board right now that I need to actually post for all of you to view. So we are a little bit backed up on the pipeline, but of course we'll be pretty much pumping out one video daily for all of you to view, if not more. But again, it was so amazing chatting with all of you in here tonight. Again, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this live and you loved discussing Taylor Swift's fashion wearing the 550s at the Kansas City Chiefs game. Hopefully we can do this on a weekly basis and talk about other celebs and how they decide to style sneakers within their fashion. All right, everyone. Again, if you are not currently subscribed to the channel, be sure to do that now and give this video a thumbs up. We will catch you all on the video that I'll be posting tonight, and excited to see you all in that premiere. We'll see you all later. Have a good one.